Time for the North Carolina student athletes. Be sure all of your cell phones are silenced. This is a hybrid news conference, so we'll start with questions in the room. And those of you watching on Zoom, raise your hands virtually, and we will get to you once we've exhausted questions here in Fort Worth. On your first question, be sure to identify yourself and your affiliation. First question for the student athletes, and we do have Armando Bacot next to me, then R.J. Davis in the middle, Brady Manek furthest from me. All right, we can start in the back on the left. Or on the right, back on the right.
C.L. Brown, Raleigh News and Observer. This question is for R.J. R.J., what do you remember about being recruited by Shaka when he was still at Texas?
I remember him telling me, that he wanted me to come to Texas, that they had a couple of guards, and he did a good job recruiting me and whatnot, but I fell in love with UNC.
Back on the left.
Andrew Jones, Tar Heel Illustrated. Brady, you've been through this before at a normal tournament setting, but RJ, you and Armando have not. Last year wasn't typical. Now that you've been here and had a chance to experience this a little bit, what are your thoughts about being here and having a chance to have a normal NCAA experience?
You'd like all three of them to address that?
Armando and RJ.
Okay, Armando, go ahead.
Oh, well, it's just exciting being able to be in this situation and having the fans at live practices, and even doing this. Coming into this, though, we had no clue that we would have to do all this stuff. But, I mean, it's just exciting because last year was just a lot different, and it was kind of depressing, so.
Yeah, to piggyback on what Armando said, I would definitely say it's exciting. It's just something that, I came from watching on TV. From me to actually being it, it's something that I'm grateful for. I'm going to take advantage of it and just enjoy myself, enjoy the journey with my teammates, and, just go out there and compete.
In the middle on the right.
Pat Welter, WRAL TV in Raleigh. Hey guys, Leaky talked about Coach Davis's pregame speeches yesterday and how, I don't know, how good they are. If you guys could elaborate on what they're like and kind of what that experience is like with Coach Davis in the pregame situations.
Armando, you can begin with that.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Davis, he's a great motivator, and just a lot of the things he's saying, the way he says it, I mean, I would say for me specifically, it definitely fires me up and a lot of the players, and he instills so much confidence in us, and, I mean, we all would run through a wall for him.
RJ?
It definitely motivates us just to hear his, how much he believes in us, and that he wants us to go out there and to compete. His words of wisdom goes a long way. I think I even sometimes replays in my head while I'm playing. That's just so much his pregame speeches mean. So it's definitely something that carries a long way, not for myself but for my teammates.
Okay, and Brady.
Yeah, Coach's passion for the game, passion for us to succeed. It's special. He pushes us, and he really focuses on building toughness and us playing the hardest we can. And it's just a great coach, great leader to have.
Okay. Left, second row.
Trayvon Miles, ABC 11 Raleigh. This question's for Armando. It's pretty well known Marquette's not a really big team inside. Is that something you've seen on film, and what have you seen from them that kind of giving you pause to kind of lick your chops and want to get to this game?
Yeah, I mean, I watched a little bit of film on them. They obviously an undersized team, but also they're not really good on the boards too, so hopefully that's something that we can take advantage of. We know probably they'll send double teams and stuff like that, but I just got to be ready to make the right plays, and we got to knock down shots.
Second row, far right.
Greg Barnes in South Carolina. This is for Brady and RJ, kind of along those lines. What's kind of jumped out at you on film when you're looking at Marquette? What do they do well?
For RJ?
They're very fast. They play a fast-paced game in transition. They get out and run. That's what they do well. I would like to say that we could take advantage of the boards and our size by getting down low to Armando, Brady, and then spray it out. But they're a good team, so it should be a good game.
I'm sorry. Did you want somebody else to follow up on that? Okay, Brady, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd say they're just a good team. They play hard. They're tough. It's gonna be a fun game, exciting game. Just ready to get back to it and have fun.
Stay on the right. Second row.
Gregory Hall, Inside Carolina. This is for RJ and Armando. Have there been any discussion or look back to last year's first-round loss to Wisconsin? I know Hubert Davis gave a speech after that game about how that wasn't Carolina basketball.
Armando, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that left a bad taste in all of our mouths, and it's something that Coach Davis emphasized early on in the week and just telling us that it won't go down like that. And, I mean, I would say for all of us, we packed 4 or 5 outfits, so we don't plan on going home early.
Yeah, I like to say I plan to stay to Saturday. I know last year it wasn't the way I wanted to go out, especially first round, first game. So this is more like a redemption. Just we have a new, different team, different mindset, and we all have a mentality of just to win and play together, toughness. So I refuse to have the same outcome as last year.
That was RJ. Brady, you want to follow up on that as well?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
He didn't play for us last year.
But he probably brought 5 or 6 outfits, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Front row.
Ben Steele, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. Brady, you played with Kirk Weth for a couple years at Oklahoma. What do you remember most about him as a teammate? And if you watched him on film this year, has he improved, or are there any differences in his game this season?
Yeah, Curry's awesome teammate, awesome guy. I love being around him. I was with him for 3 years. His game's developed ever since I met him, blocking shots, rebounds. He developed him a little bit better of a jumper every now and then, but he's just a really good teammate overall. I really enjoyed being around him, enjoyed playing with him. One of those guys that when you get blown by or something, you could rely on him to protect you at the rim. He's a really good shot blocker.
In the back on the right.
This question is for all of you guys. Obviously, offensively, you can tell when somebody's kind of needs a heat check and is in the zone, so to speak. When do you know, when you see Leaky defending somebody else's top player, top scorer, when do you know Leaky's kind of in a defensive zone, so to speak?
Brady, can you start with that, please?
Yeah, Leaky's been playing unbelievable on defense. He's been guarding some of the best players, some of the leading scorers throughout the ACC, throughout the NCAA. He's done a really good job on guys, and he gets to that point where they got 2 points at half or 3 points at half, and they're 1 for 11. That's just a good feeling, and it's the kind of player we like to have around.
RJ?
I know from the jump, Leaky's locked in on the best player. You can see his defensive stance. He does a phenomenal job with his length and athleticism to, guard the best player, whether it's a guard, wing, or whatever we need him to do. He's done a great job this year, and then we kind of feed off his energy on defense. You kind of see where, he's put on the best player. He does a great job, and we kind of feed off that.
And Armando.
Yeah, I agree with all they said. I mean, I thought Leaky was by far the best defensive player in the ACC. I mean, I know you look at stats and block shots and steals, but just his impact on being able to take the best player out of the game, I think, is a blessing for us to have. And, I mean, we know coming into every game, whoever Leaky's gotten, he's going to take out the game. And it's just great having a guy like that on the team.
Back left.
RJ and Armando, Greg Elliott is the only guy they have at Marquette that played in last year's game in Chapel Hill. He said that he can get quite a bit from the experience of going up against you guys. Can you draw anything from that, even though he's the only guy? And is there any juice with it being Marquette, given what happened last year, even though most of the people who were involved for Marquette are no longer there?
Armando and RJ. Let's start with Armando.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say necessarily the team we're playing just because, I mean, it's a new team, new coaches, everybody's gone. But, I mean, just the fact that it's the NCAA tournament and we got one game that's guaranteed. So I feel like that's just where we can draw a fire from. And we want to be able to play longer and just be able to play in front of our fans and experience, do things like that.
Okay. RJ?
Yeah, definitely. I think, coming into the game it's NCAA, it's March Madness. That's the much fuel we could get, the much energy we could get going to this game. We're just going to take it one game at a time and, just focus on what's that task in front of us.
We have time for a couple more questions with student athletes. On the right side, next to last row.
Pat Welter, WRL-TV. Questions for RJ. I feel like you don't get as much attention for your impact and role on the team, but in a lot of ways the offense starts with you. So I was wondering just kind of how you feel about the role and impact you make with the team, and if the other two guys up there could talk about what RJ's like as a player and a person.
Well, I don't really worry too much about what's going on the outside. I just kind of have like my blinders on, and just focus on what I have to do to help my team win. I know I'm a point guard, I have to be a leader, so I just do whatever I have to do to win, whether that's making plays for myself or making plays for my teammates. So I don't really care too much about the attention received. I know what I do, and I know my impact on the team works.
Okay. Anything else for the student athletes? Okay. Sure, Armando, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I love playing with RJ. I mean, he's so efficient, and also just the way he can pass the ball and just affect the game with his shooting and helping with spacing and all that. So it's great playing with him.
Brady?
Yeah, I say I don't succeed if I don't have guys like RJ. I don't have guys like Caleb. I don't have guys like Leaky on the team. Even guys like Armando. They all have a factor. They all play a big role, and they can take the defense away from me. Really helps me get open, and then they end up passing me the ball and trust me to shoot it. So I don't succeed without guys like them.
All right. Men, thank you very much. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.